As we saw earlier in Kristen's report, high fuel prices are hurting efforts to feed the hungry. They are also hurting efforts to produce food as well. Joining us now with this week's Bottom Line is Neil Melancon. And Neil, we know that rising fuel prices are hurting farmers, but when those fuel prices go up, it hurts everyone associated with the food chain.
Well, Mike, everyone is hurting at the pumps right now as oil speculation is driving up prices further and further. As we get closer to summer, when consumption goes up, we can expect these prices to remain the same or even go higher. It's not just regular consumers that are hurting, however. Two groups in particular, the very poor and farmers, are hit hard by these higher fuel prices. Kristen showed you earlier how higher gas prices affect the transportation costs of getting food to these shelters. Further, people are less likely to donate food and money to charity when their own overhead is so much higher. It's a vicious cycle that can take years to break, and I'll take the opportunity right now to remind everyone that charities like your local food bank still need your donations. Farmers are also hit harder by higher fuel prices. As I've mentioned before, that farmers get their fuel well ahead of time so that they're somewhat insulated from these fluctuations. However, when prices stay high like this, not only do farmers have to jump in eventually and buy fuel at inflated rates, but they also pay for energy and things like irrigation costs and fertilizer prices. Farmers are some of the most generous sectors of our society, and young farmers like the ones donating their time, money, and supplies are faced with tight budget situations that inhibit their ability to give. Their prices have to go up or they go out of business, and so that works its way through the supply chain to consumers who are also paying for high fuel prices in that way as well. The bottom line is these prices are here to stay as long as speculation drives oil prices, and there's not a lot of news out there to suggest a lack of demand anytime soon. The big three automakers, in fact, sold more cars in the first quarter of this year, and in March in particular, than have been sold in years. Coupled with the tense situation with Iran, and it looks like we won't get any market correction lower anytime soon. Speaking of corrections, Mike, I'd like to thank one of our viewers, Kay Vines, who noted that the Boll Weevil Monument is in Enterprise, Alabama, and not Georgia, like I reported 2 weeks ago.
Well, Neil, I tell you what we're going to do. Kay was so observant, we're going to get her address. We're going to send her a Twyla prize pack. Neil Melancon, thanks. And remember, you can listen to any of Neil's reports on the Louisiana Farm Bureau Radio Network. For a list of stations where you can tune in or listen online, click on over to our website, twylatv.org, and look for the LFB radio link on the left side of the home page.